Switzerland is known for its picturesque landscape, mountain ranges, and alpine climate, and the Alps, which is the most extensive and the highest mountain range in Europe, has played an important role in shaping Switzerland. And in absence of the Alps, which makes up 2/3 of the country's land area, the climate and weather patterns of Switzerland would be totally different, and the terrain would be largely flatlands and rolling hills. And the Jura Mountains to the north of Switzerland would be the country's most prominent mountain range. You see, the weather of Switzerland is highly influenced by the Alps. They are a major source of precipitation in Switzerland, with the mountains causing moist air to rise and condense into clouds. Without the Alps, Switzerland would receive less precipitation overall, with a more consistent pattern of rainfall throughout the year. The country would still experience some regional variations in precipitation, but they would be less pronounced than they are today. And reduced levels of precipitation would have affected the energy sector significantly. Around 60% of domestic energy production in Switzerland comes from hydropower, thanks to the high-altitude alpine terrain that feeds most of the water systems in the country. Major hydropower dams are actually built on the major river systems that feed enormous amounts of water to these dams, flowing downhill from the melting glaciers and rivers originating from the Alps. Today, there are around 682 hydropower plants in Switzerland, with each having a capacity to generate 300 kilowatts of power. And out of these dams, 48% of them are run-of-the-river plants, which means they don't store water in large reservoirs behind the dam like the famous Hoover Dam, and most of the energy is produced by the free flow of river streams. And such dams, by design, are more environmentally friendly and are less prone to flooding. But if there were no Alps, the country would have to harbor completely unconventional reservoir dams, causing substantial damage to the surrounding ecosystem. Also, in absence of the Alps, the wind and weather patterns would be totally altered, disrupting the efficiency of renewable energy production like solar. This map from the Solar GIS of Switzerland shows the potential of solar power generation in different parts of the country, with regions in blue to green receiving less sunlight and regions with yellow to red receiving substantial amounts of sunlight required for electricity generation. The Swiss Alps actually cause the air to circulate in different directions and create areas of high and low pressure. But without them, Switzerland would have experienced more consistent wind patterns, with prevailing westerly winds bringing moist air from the Atlantic. This would have led to more frequent rain and cloud cover, and extended periods of cloud cover and overcast days are detrimental to solar power efficiency. It's true that solar panels can function on an overcast day, but their output is reduced severely. Without the Alps and the lack of hydropower thereof, the country would have to rely on thermal power generation, polluting the pristine atmosphere of Switzerland. Today, the country relies on 100% coal imports. However, power production from coal is just 6% of the total production in the country. In fact, it does not have any active coal mines as of today. The last coal mine was closed 75 years ago after World War II. The Alps has not only helped the country to produce clean energy, but has played an important role in shaping and strengthening the tourism industry. The Swiss Alps are a famous tourist destination that attracts millions of people from around the world throughout the year. This has led to the development of a thriving tourism industry, with hotels, restaurants, and other businesses catering to the needs of visitors. It is one of the largest contributors to the Swiss economy, generating over $19 billion in revenue, accounting for 2.9% of Switzerland's GDP, and providing jobs to over 180,000 people. The majority of this revenue comes from winter tourism, with skiing and snowboarding being the most popular activities. Switzerland's world-class ski resorts are a major draw for tourists, offering opportunities for skiing, snowboarding, and other winter sports. Resorts such as Zermatt, St. Moritz, and Verbier, with the stunning alpine scenery, luxurious accommodation, and top-notch facilities, are located in the Swiss Alps. And if Switzerland lacked the beauty of the Alps, the country would have lacked the incredible opportunity for tourism. And not just skiing and snowboarding, the country has over 1,500 lakes, including Lake Geneva, Lake Zurich, and Lake Lucerne, which offer opportunities for boating, swimming, and other water sports. The Swiss Alps are also popular for hiking, climbing, and mountain biking. They also offer one of the most iconic railroads in the world, the Reit-de-Bahn or the Rhaetian Railways, which has the largest network of railroad passing through various regions of the country, including the Alps, offering grand vistas to the tourists. Also, the Alps has played a significant role in shaping the cuisine and culture of Switzerland, which would not have been possible in the absence of the Alps, as most of the culture would have mixed in from the neighboring countries. The Alps always have worked as a natural barrier that kept the land of Switzerland and its culture secluded from other countries. The Alpine region is known for its high-quality dairy products, particularly cheese, which has been a staple of the region's cuisine for centuries. Swiss cheese is a major part of Swiss cuisine and has a unique flavor to it which is appreciated all over the world. This distinct texture and unique flavor in certain types of Swiss cheese is largely influenced by the unique climatic conditions. The cool temperatures and high humidity in the mountain caves and cellars provide an ideal environment for aging the cheese. The cheese develops a complex flavor and texture during the aging process, which is greatly influenced by the temperature, humidity, and bacteria in the environment. Also, the alpine pastures, with their diverse flora and rich soil, provide an ideal environment for the cows to graze, resulting in high-quality milk with a unique flavor profile. The cow's diet in the alpine pastures is diverse, with a mix of grasses, herbs, and wildflowers, which gives the milk a distinct flavor. The milk is then used to produce a variety of Swiss cheese, including Gruyere, Emmental, Appenzeller, and Tête de Moine. These cheeses are made using traditional methods, such as hand-stirring the curds, pressing the cheese in wooden molds, and aging the cheese in cool caves or cellars located in the Alpine valleys. Also, the Alpine region is home to many farms and ranches, and agriculture is an important sector of the Swiss economy. In 2022, agriculture contributed $3.9 billion to the economy, accounting for 0.6% of Switzerland's GDP. While agriculture in the Alps is not as significant as in other regions of Switzerland, it still plays an important role in the local economy. Along with unique cuisine, culture, and tourism, the Alps have always protected the country from foreign invasion. You see, Switzerland is a landlocked country with Germany to the north, Italy to the south, France to the west, and Austria and Liechtenstein to the east. And this small country could have easily become a sitting duck during World War II. Germany, Austria, which was then the Nazi German territory, and Italy were the major Axis powers surrounding Switzerland from the north, east, and the south. But the Alps always stood in between as a major natural defense barrier, stopping Axis forces from invading Switzerland. The Germans did make a plan to invade Switzerland during the World War under an operation called Operation Tannenbaum. Switzerland possesses the most disgusting and miserable people and political system. The Swiss are the mortal enemies of the new Germany. These were the words Adolf Hitler said during a meeting with fascist Italian leader Benito Mussolini in 1941. The German army made preparations to invade Switzerland, but always feared that the Swiss army would hide in the treacherous Alps, where they would have an advantage over the German army, as the Swiss military knew every nook and cranny of the Swiss Alps. Also, the Swiss maintained a policy of neutrality during both World War I and World War II, which meant that the country did not take sides in the conflicts. This policy was respected by both the Allies and the Axis powers, and Germany did not want to risk provoking Switzerland into joining the Allies by invading the country. There is also a theory that suggests Switzerland did not have significant natural resources or strategic value that would have made it worth the effort for Germany to invade. The country's banking system and financial stability were highly respected, and Switzerland was able to provide some limited support to the Allies, but these factors were not enough to justify an invasion. Another important reason Switzerland remained unharmed during war times was the Swiss mandatory policy for its citizens to serve in the military during the war. All male citizens between the age of 18 and 34 are required to train for a war situation and defend its land if an invasion takes place. It is worth noting that Switzerland has not been involved in a war since 1847, and the country's military is primarily focused on defense and maintaining national security. While the Alps have provided a natural defense for Switzerland, they are not the sole reason for the country's peaceful status. Rather, it is a combination of factors, including its political system, culture, and economic success, that has helped to create a stable and peaceful society. If Switzerland didn't have the Alps, it would be a very different country with a different landscape, climate, ecology, economy, and culture. While it's impossible to predict exactly how things would be different, but it is certain that the Alps have played a major role in shaping Switzerland's past, present, and future. This is Stories Across, and thank you for watching.